Hi, legends. What has happened to the price of Bitcoin falling here to the downside? Right, today we'll analyze the price of Bitcoin, discuss those high probabilities, and is this a little bit of a fake pump here to the upside? So please be cautious, right? We had a little bit of a bloodbath here to the downside, and I know some people got liquidated, some people FOMOed out of their trades. They cannot take the dump here to the downside, but I mean, it is all still part of a healthy correction. Legends, smash up the like on your way in. Let's analyze the price of Bitcoin here together and see, well, is this a fake pump here to the upside? Is the low potentially in? Can we still expect lower momentum here on the price of Bitcoin? I focus on pure technical analysis and the chart to show me direction and levels that I keep an eye on for trading opportunities. Right, legends, and let me say hi to the beautiful community, and then we can dive into the technical analysis over here because quite a lot I want to discuss today, right? Woo. What is this, Dewald? It looks like an insane Picasso drawing that you have over here. Yes, legends, I have now showed you my technical analysis. So until the next one, cheers for now. Right, legends, this is what I want to discuss today. We will go through all of these scenarios one by one. Okay. And then we will know whether we should sell, whether we should buy the dips. Okay. Some of the altcoins I've got stopped out of one swing trade. My other swing trades, including my spot bags, still looks great. Well, great is relative, okay, because I am just used to, okay, buying the purple opportunities. I'm used to buying purple opportunities, right? Because I buy when there's blood in the street. I buy when there is fear. And why do I say purple opportunities? Well, it's because I don't have red candles on my chart, okay? The reason I took my red out is because red screams danger, red screams fear. Red makes you feel very uncomfortable. Red is the color of blood. Red is the color of stop street signs. Red is the color that they use on warning signs. And I've changed my color to purple because it's a color that I like. It looks cool here on the black background. Okay, let me just get that out properly. Background. Okay. And for me, it presents opportunity. Whether I see a green candle or whether I see a purple candle, I can long and short the market, right? That's why I've removed red from my chart. Okay, legends. What I want to do over here is first, let's say hi to the beautiful community, and then we can dive into the technical analysis over here. First, let's zoom out as always. Okay, first I'm going to zoom out. We're going to look here at the larger time frame. Just take stock of where we are, right? Just let's look at the oil painting from a little bit further away so that we can see the picture clearly, and then we can zoom into one of the smaller elements on the oil painting. Okay. Junior, welcome to the live stream. Is this the last one before the break? Yes. Okay, Mr. Junior, yes, this is my last live stream before I take a small little break. But I will still be posting content now and again. Okay, I won't be able to do any live streams because where I'm going, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no data, there's no signal. So I won't be able to do live streams unless you can do something on Edge, which I think is highly unlikely. But I will still be pushing out content every day or so. Every second day, every third day, I will still be pushing out content. Right, just to keep you guys updated. And it's going to be very, very raw content. I'm most probably going to open my laptop, take my phone, and just record what I see on the charts. Legends, look out for this. Look out for this. This is more or less what I see. And I'm going to post that onto YouTube to keep you informed, to keep you updated. Okay. Yeah, so Mr. Junior, right, this is the last live stream before the break. Finally, you are awake. Lolak, howdy, Dewald. Welcome to the live stream. Linkas, Bali, Dewald, Dewald's live stream for 2024. Last live stream, yes, for 2024 has bottomed. Swift, we have bottomed. You think we have bottomed? Okay. The one thing that I can like to be spotting over here, okay, is that CVD is very, 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 very bullish here. Even with the momentum here to the upside, it's just not showing any signs of weakness just as yet. Okay, so although I said on the thumbnail, this could potentially be a fake bounce here to the upside, it can still be a small little relief rally, okay? A relief rally is not the bottom is in and we're going up, right? A relief rally says, okay, maybe we come back up. We do that was a terrible, okay? Maybe, where's my trends? Let me do, that is my trend. Let me do a proper trend over here, okay? Maybe we do a retest of the trend, and what I've often seen out on the price of Bitcoin, one could argue this is now where we're currently struggling. This is where we're getting the rejection. At the moment, we've lost trend to the upside, bam. And what I have seen often play out in the market from a simple technical analysis perspective is you grind against the trend. You grind, you grind, you grind, and then you could potentially fall back down. Okay, we still have another trend that can provide support. So purely from a trend line trading perspective, we have two trends to the downside. We have lost the upper trend. We still have the trend where you connect these two pivots, okay, where we could potentially find a bounce. And also connecting these two pivots, we have a trend a little bit further down for potential bounce back to the upside. I'm not saying that we're getting the drop. There's a key level that I'll be watching like a hawk. And I will have my alarm set because I do have trading view. Oh, I wanted to say I do have trading view on my phone. So even though I don't have signal, I will get the alerts. But I mean, I just contradicted myself very badly over there, right? If you don't have signal, how am I going to get the alerts on my phone? Anywho, legends, I do have my swing positions. I do have my spot bags. I have bought a little bit more and added to some of my spot bags. I will show you guys those tokens in a moment, some of the alts, okay? Because I know I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be in front of the chart every day. So I just, I've planned the trades and I'm going to let them play out. I'm going to let them play out. One did get stopped out today. I got stopped out of one swing position today. The other ones are still running, right? They are in the red, but I have my plan. I have my 3 Ws. You guys always know I have my 3 Ws. I did not risk more than what I can afford to lose, even if I'm underwater. Once I've planned my trade, I know why I've entered, I know where my stop loss is, most importantly, and I know where to take profits. 3 Ws. So I have planned my trades, and if I get stopped out, okay, it is what it is, because that's what happens in trading. That is why you don't risk more than what you can afford to lose. Some of my trades are now underwater, still a little bit further away from my stop loss, and one trade got stopped out today. So it is what it is. I actually do have a couple of spot trades that's still in profit because of the great entries that I bought during the accumulation phase. Right, so legends, that's the importance, okay? Because it really, really does sadden me, especially when this happens. Okay, let me take this out, take out the scribble. I just want to, just a word of concern from my side is that when this happens, when I see this happens and dominance goes up here to the upside and altcoins take an absolute crash here to the downside, right? It saddens me how many messages I get, personal messages from friends, family, community members, people here on the YouTube, saying that they've got liquidated, okay? They've burned massive holes in their accounts. Because people are brave, people are happy. People sing the lullaby songs when you have this momentum here to the upside. The world is great. We're all making money. I get beautiful messages. I've been able to pay off my student loans. Okay, it's just absolutely insane, the euphoria that kicks in with these momentums to the upside, almost making you believe that you cannot lose. And then when Bitcoin starts ranging, this is where everyone loses all the profits that they've made to the upside. This is where they lose it, right? Also, Bitcoin pumps here to the upside. Everyone's happy, glorious. Okay, chops, yes, that's the low. We're going back up, right? And we did go up. And while dominance was dropping with this drop here to the downside, I can just see how many people got burned badly All the profits here to the upside, gone. No more profits. Okay, so legends, it's very important that you plan your trades properly and that you do not enter with more than what you can afford to lose. I have to admit, I do sometimes double, triple, or 4x my accounts, but those are play accounts. Okay, my bigger portfolio, I don't take risks like this. I don't go 10x with my whole portfolio. I don't even go 2x with my entire portfolio, right? Because that needs to pay the bills. You need to be responsible with that cash. But if you have money on the side and you just want to play a little bit, you want to be a little bit aggressive, you know, take $100, try and double it to $200. That is play money. You should be prepared to lose that, especially if you want to be a cowboy about it. And I have been a cowboy a couple of times with my play accounts on weeks. Sometimes when I tested out the exchange on 𝗬𝗫𝗃, I've had a couple of accounts where I traded up for a cell phone and so forth. You know, you're aggressive, but you also, when you take a knock, you take a big knock, right? So please be responsible. I just wanted to say this. I know I'm getting to the technical analysis. I just really wanted to say it because it's not great, okay? I really feel for you guys. Not all of you. Some of you are very responsible. But when this happens, okay, people are liquidated. Not great. Okay, cool. So, legends. Let me finish the comments over here. Hello, Dewald, Hemra. Welcome to the live stream. MA, okay, nice. Though I will change the red to yellow like the sun. Okay, great. If it's your favorite color, why not? You know, yellow is a nice warm color. Where the hell are you going? Taking a small little break. It's festive season. Spending some time with the family. Hello, people. Mr. SGS in the house. Welcome, Mr. Pro member over here. Please keep us updated. I will. Joking. None of my business. Kansas. Dewald, I'm thinking about buying you a Starlink. A Starlink, right? Starlink is not actually available in South Africa. You can get it illegally, okay? And you have to crack the code, so to speak, but it's not yet available in South Africa legally. I do know a lot of people use Starlink here in South Africa illegally. So, I'm not going to go down that route just as yet. And we do not get wrecked for Christmas. Yes. Did you re-entire that? Re-entire that. I'm not sure what that means. AR has hit the 0.88 retracement. Now, does it mean any bounce or is it just going to be a dead cat bounce? We can go and look at that. AR is very juicy. AR is very juicy indeed. Tell us the truth, Dewald. Are you going to the moon? Yeah, there's a rave party on the moon, and we're going to take ecstasy and tell everyone, you know, how much we love each other. Good entry point on ETH. Yes, legends. I mean, just quickly here on ETH, right? The queen of the altcoins. I didn't know we were going to come down this low. But I do remember where every single time I analyzed ETH for the legends here in the community, I said, boy, oh boy, a $3,000 ETH would be amazing. A $3,000 ETH would be amazing. A $3,000 ETH would be amazing. But maybe we're going to get momentum back to the upside. Well, be careful, Dewald. Dewald, be careful what you wish for because you might just get it. Where did we find support? Inside of the consolidation area. We did not tap the 0.618 just as yet. We literally tapped the 50% FIB level, got the dip below, and got acceptance back above this consolidation area. Okay, but I will go and analyze ETH in a moment. I want to talk about ETH today as well. The queen of the alts. Let's analyze Bitcoin. We do some ETH, and I can take you through some of the altcoins that still really looks great from an impulsive perspective, although we had to dump here to the downside. And then we can take some altcoin requests. Okay, how does that sound? Cool, legends. And we're going to take the weekly line sometimes to keep in mind, but master. The weekly upper line is something to keep in mind, but where is lower one master? The weekly line, MA, the weekly line. I'm not sure what the weekly levels. Do you mean the weekly levels that I had here to the downside? Okay, there's no weekly levels to the upside. They've already been tapped. And if a level has been tapped, it's no longer in use. So this is the only weekly level that I still have here to the downside, which could potentially offer some great support because weekly point of controls are very strong support or resistance areas depending on whether you're going up or down. Right. Let's go. Dogo, Parma, Solana, you think will retest the low or start pumping? We can go and have a look at Solana. So maybe, you know, when we dive into the altcoin request section, just throw me with your altcoins and we can go and jump through a couple of alts. And I will also use one alt like Rose or Tara over here, Rose or Tara. I just want to paint the picture what I see on most of the altcoins, and your altcoin, even if I don't get to it, are most probably going to follow a similar pattern. So I just want to spend some time over there. Maybe I'll use ETH. I think ETH is actually a great example. Right, 20 billion was liquidated yesterday. That is absolutely insane. Was it 20 Peros? Was it 20 billion just in Bitcoin, or was it like across all the stock markets? Because I do remember reading an article this morning that 1.3 trillion has been wiped out of the stock market from yesterday up until today. That is absolutely insane. So, I mean, talk about funding rates to be reset from a long perspective. They have now been reset properly. Okay, Greek Viking, hi Dewald. I'm new here. Are there any videos on your channel you recommend I check out? Thanks. Yes, one of the best channels, or one of the best videos that I recommend you check out is if you are new to trading and you have not developed a trading strategy yet. And I have to stress that a trading strategy takes time, it takes data, it takes Excel spreadsheets and a journal to journal your trades. It takes back testing, it takes trying out a couple of indicators that you combine with your trading strategy to see if it complements or negatively impacts your win rate. People don't want to go through the hassle of what I've just said here on the mic. They just don't want to go through the hassle. People want to be spoon-fed. They want trading signals, and then they go and follow the moon boys that tells them where to enter and where to exit. Okay. Here I will show you probabilities of what I see and what I am doing. It's not financial advice. I'm just here to entertain you here on Bitcoin. But one of the videos that I do recommend, if you are new to trading specifically, go to my channel, okay? Select live over here for the live videos. Right, and then you scroll down until you see a sexy thumbnail that says Back to the Future. There we go. Can you see it over there? It's behind my face. Let me zoom in. Let me put it on top of my face. There we go. Right, Back to the Future. Go check out Back to the Future. It is one of the simplest trading strategies that I still use today. But it does take practice. It does take back testing. It does take It takes some work on your side to master the trading strategy properly. It takes good risk management. How do you manage your risk versus where do you take profits? But go and check out this video. Absolutely powerful video. Right. So let's get back here into the price of Bitcoin. Quite interestingly, we have retested the trend. MA is every one of Dewald video. Easy one, you will learn something new. Yes, and I mean, if you want to learn more, go to the homepage. For all of you that haven't watched the tutorials, if you go to my homepage and you scroll down to trading tutorials, okay, that is where I drop most of the alpha that I know, my trading strategies, what I look for from an investment perspective. Just Copy Me is also very similar to Back to the Future. Trading, do this first, all the tools that you need to get started. There's a 𝗖𝗍 tutorial, how to use an exchange. There's a do this, the moon phases. I talk about the moon phases. How to gain 600% on your portfolio from an investment perspective. There's daily, weekly levels. How do I slap on those levels? So go check out these tutorials. I know Mariela, I'm not sure if she's here yet, one of the mods. She, like a couple of weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, she actually went and watched every single video that I have here under the tutorials, and she wrote comments and made notes. And I mean, that's how you learn as a trader, right? You absorb knowledge from different people and you develop your own trading style. Okay, so there's a tutorial section where I drop a lot of alpha that most people charge for in their crypto courses. Okay, I can tell you guys now, the alpha that I've dropped inside of these tutorials, you will pay big money for, and people charge insane amounts of money, okay, for you to see what I have freely given you here on YouTube. Right. Cool, legends, let's dive into the technical analysis. Can you look at TEMA? it's been holding really strong and now going up. Mark, thank you so much for the super chat. I do want to focus on the Bitcoin analysis first. I really appreciate it. So I will make a note of 𝗬𝗂 and I will go through it as soon as I get to the altcoin section. Let me just grab my notebook over here so that I don't forget in case the super chat disappears. 𝗬𝗂, right? We will go and have a look at 𝗬𝗂. Also, Solana, I saw someone ask for Solana. Right, legends, I'm going to dive now into the technical analysis. Okay, enough chatting. Bitcoin, yes, let's chat about Bitcoin. Elizabeth, thanks for joining the stream. Watch and listen. Drops alpha and tons of education daily in the live. Yes, guys, and I mean, if you just keep on following me, there's massive education and alpha that I drop during every single live stream. Okay, I educate. I think my goal here for the channel is to be education heavy so that you can learn to do this by yourself without having to watch any channel. Okay, legends, let's get back here onto the 1 hour time frame and let's start. Okay, let's like to start. Let me sweet. I want to just, okay, that's a new trend, which I'm going to put in my trend folder. Okay. So legends, let's take stock of where we were yesterday. Okay, yesterday we were speculating on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we wanted to see that 3-wave corrector structure back to the upside. We also had the trend for potential breakout to go and play the 3-wave structure to the upside. The more data becomes available, so based on, and I always say, based on the data that I see at the moment, certain scenarios takes probabilities and what I see playing out, and the more data becomes available, then we can determine better scenarios and probabilities. Okay, so based on the fresh data that we formed since yesterday in the live stream, well, I am still keeping an eye on this trend over here. Okay, let me put it in. For some reason I did delete it. Okay, I'm still keeping an eye on this little trend for potential breakout to the upside where we could see a little bit more of upwards momentum. But I am not yet convinced, even if the price breaks out here, that it's just going to go and claim the high. So you need to be aggressive with profit taking if you're applying the D-line strategy over here that I've just mentioned to go and watch in the Back to the Future video. I often speak about the D-line strategy. Okay, go and check out that video. When price is ranging, it's always a great idea, okay, when you play the D-line strategy to take profits by the 0.618, okay, because you're never guaranteed that you're going to take the highs. Yeah, we did, but maybe we won't. Maybe we come up here and we still fall here to the downside. Okay, so, right, so this is where we were yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is what we were speculating on for bounce to the upside. Every single time with this whole momentum to the downside, okay, if I go here onto the 15-minute time frame and I'm going to say the exact same thing again, the 0.618 FIB retracement, this 0.618 FIB retracement, you guys do not understand how important this level is, not just from a retracement perspective, but it also gives you clues as to which way the market is going to move from a macro perspective. Okay, so in saying that, when we were over here, so here comes the education. So you keep on following me, you get the education. When we saw this price action here to the downside, okay, before we had this, we were here. Okay, and we were grinding here up to the upside. What did we say? Okay, I said if I take a FIB from the low, or from the high to the low, if we tap, when we had the retracement here to the upside, I said if we tap the 0.618, we most likely going back to the upside, and we didn't. We tapped the 0.5. Guess what? We fell down. Okay, that's the first time it played out. Then we had another retracement here to the downside. Okay, yesterday during the stream, we were trending here to the upside and we started falling down. Okay, and then we said the same thing. We took a FIB from the low, or from the high to the low. I can't remember exactly where we were, okay? And we said, I'm just trying to find my bearings over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And we said, if price finds local strength in this zone and it taps the 0.618, okay, we increase the probabilities of finding upwards momentum, and we didn't tap the 0.618. I think this was the scenario. I need to go and rewatch the live stream, but I did speak about it, okay? So basically the point that I'm trying to highlight is with the momentum to the downside, every single time we said, if you tap the 0.618, you invalidate the impulses to the downside. And once you have claimed the 0.618, it's not to say that you're just going up. You could even still come and claim the low. But what the 0.618 tells you is that an impulse to the downside is finished. Okay. So, and you could even by taking the low, this is most probably a corrective structure to the downside, and you're going to come and continue back to the upside. So the 0.618 is a very critical clue in terms of how to detect probabilities or directional bias. I think directional bias, yeah, that's a great word. Okay, so legends, what I'm looking at over here, and I'm sure if you guys are following Andy as well, he's most probably spoken about the same thing, because technical analysis is technical analysis at the end of the day. So I'm just going to quickly go through this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's do that. Let me make it bigger. Put on the line. Everyone wants to see the line for some reason. Make it green. And we say that this is the primary count. Okay, this is the primary count. Now that we have more information, this is the count that we are looking at. Right? And then you can also see, well, inside each wave, there needs to be 5 waves. So 1, 2, I just want to see where's the highest volume there. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we make these ones a little bit smaller, and we make them a little bit darker, and we say that that is the micro count over there, right? And then we go 1, 2, I want to see where's the highest amount of volume. 3, 4, 5. Okay, or you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, however you want to count this. But now you can see that the primary count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And guess what? You want to see a 3-wave corrective structure, and you want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Okay. The problem with the structure, and I'm not saying it can't play out. There's not a problem with the structure as such. The bad news about the structure is, if we do form this 5-wave structure to the downside, very bad news for crypto. Okay, because yes, you could still make an insane corrective structure here to the upside, making people extremely bullish, piling in the longs, okay? And then because you have an impulse to the downside, okay, and you make a corrective structure to the upside, guess what? You can make more impulses back to the downside that could potentially even take you to $70,000. Okay. So for the bulls, you don't want to form a 5-wave structure to the downside. And the more data becomes available, the more clearer the picture will become, okay? So what you actually want to see is a 3-wave structure, and we'll get to that in a moment. So now we have a couple of rules. When you take a Fibonacci from the high to the low, okay, now there is your 618, right, that I've just highlighted. If you tap the 0.618, you invalidate a 4th wave, which means you invalidate the 5th wave, which then means that this is a 3-wave structure. This is then a WXY 3-wave structure, not a 5-wave structure. So you want price, you really want price to tap the 0.618. If price taps the 0.618, okay, one of 2 things is going to happen. One of 3 things is actually going to happen. It's either going to go sideways for long before it finds upwards momentum. not claiming the low and not claiming the high. It's just going to go sideways. Okay, and this is what I refer to as a triangle ABCDE that can build up. Or it falls down and it takes the low, scaring the crap out of everyone. But now I know, because we've tapped the 0.618, there's a high chance that we're not going to go down impulsively. We're most likely going to claim the low, maybe bounce here on the weekly level at $87,000, and then continue the bull market here to the upside, impulsively to the upside. Okay, so you want the 0.618 to be tapped. Even if you take the low after that, it is still very bullish, and you're not going to get a deep drop to the downside in another 5-wave structure. So you're not going to see this. You're most probably going to see one wave to the downside. It will find support and will get acceptance, because it's still part of a corrective structure and not an impulsive structure. So the 0.618 needs to be tapped, legends. That's basically what it gets down to. Okay, we want the 0.618 to be tapped. If the 0.618 is not tapped, like what happened over here, and during many scenarios, I think over here as well, okay, we didn't tap the 0.618 to the upside. If we reject here by the 382 and the 50% FIB level, and we start falling back down, and you claim this low, okay, we're going down. We are going down with higher probability. Nothing is ever guaranteed in the market, but there's a higher probability that once you've completed this 5-wave structure, you will make a correction back to the upside and continue the momentum to the downside impulsively, aggressively, okay, bleeding out the altcoins, stopping out all my swing trades. Okay, so what we want to see, let me put this into, or let me take this out. Let me take the scribble out here. Delete all the waves. Okay, what we want to see is a WXY. Done. Okay, and then whatever happens over here, as long as we tap that 0.618, so when you take a FIB here now from 1-2, when you take a FIB from this low to the high to the low, once we tap the 0. So maybe we reject here again by the trend. We fall down, and well, maybe not that low. Let me not paint it out. Maybe we reject by the trend. We form a higher low. We come back up. We tap the 0.618, or we just break out from here and we go and tap the 0.618. Great. That is a great sign. It's a really, really good sign. Okay, then whatever happens over here, I am going to be very bullish, and I'm going to be looking for more buying opportunities, adding to my spot bags. Maybe, I still have some dry powder on the side, but I will say that, the harshness of the correction is over, but you can still take the low. I don't care. You can still take the low, but you're going to take the low in a corrective fashion. It's going to be slow, grindy to the downside. It's going to find support, and it's going to continue back to the upside. So that is what I want to see, legends. Make sure that you have this level, because that will give you higher probabilities in terms of what the market is going to do next. And this will also give us high probabilities in terms of, are our altcoins going to still bleed massively to the downside? Are they going to take the lows? Okay, those lows that we don't want them to take. Right. Okay, cool, legends. So that's basically the technical analysis here on the smaller time frame. 15-minute time frame, this is what I'm looking at here at the local structure. Okay, so from a larger time frame perspective, let's go on to, let me think. I first want to go on to the 4-hour. Okay, it's amazing how when altcoins pump, right, everyone just wants to look at their favorite altcoin. When Bitcoin falls and altcoins crash, everyone pays attention to Bitcoin. So let's stick with the analysis here for a moment here on the price of Bitcoin. So I want to switch on my today folder, and it looks like an absolute mess. Okay, I just want to make sure that I discussed everything that I want to cover today. Okay, I have so many levels marked out here, but let me clean it up. There we go. Okay, cool. So I can take that now out the way. And first thing I want to have a look at is the fixed fixed range profile. Okay, so the fixed range profile of this entire zone that we've been in, okay, since we started the consolidation here on 12th of November. You can see that we have lost we had a deviation, we have lost the value area high, and we are currently struggling here by the point of control. So first we lost it, and now we are struggling here by the point of control. What I do like to point out is the value area low, okay? If price struggles over here in the zone and it finds downwards momentum, now I'm building up some confluence. We have the value area low, we have a weekly point of control, every little bit. I can see from the liquidity heat map that there's an insane amount of liquidity below this little low over here. So if we do still fall to the downside, this is a zone that I expect a bounce. Okay, also, let me open up the liquidity and show everyone exactly what I'm seeing over there. For those of you that don't know how to use this liquidity heat map, you'll see now exactly how I'm using it. So I like to use model 2. I see they just published a model 3. I'm not too fond of it just yet. Oh, there's an absolute insane. Okay, for the liquidity heat map, I need to switch off my face. Okay, so you can see that we have an insane amount of liquidity above, right? And a nice little short squeeze here to the upside. Okay, but what I want to draw your attention to, I think, is the 1 week or the 2 week. Okay, and I click here on symbol as well. Symbol basically means it takes the liquidity from all exchanges. Pair means that you can go and select which exchange you want to look at from a liquidity perspective. So let's go to the 1 week. Okay, it was a 2 week. It was definitely the 2 week one. Wait for that to load up. Where's that pivot? I'm looking for that pivot. Was it the monthly one? Let's go and check it. I'm looking for that pivot and it's not showing me the pivot. There we go. There's the pivot. Can you guys see the pivot over there? Still a lot of liquidity below that pivot. Okay, so if we are going to make a fifth wave to the downside, you grab the liquidity below that pivot. Now we have areas of confluence also here on the chart at that liquidity zone. Okay, we have, I think the best level here is the weekly point of control at $87,953. Okay, so if things get really nasty here to the downside, great area of support. What I also want to have a look at is, let's do this. Okay. I will go through that in a moment. Okay, can take this FIP out. I don't need it anymore. Just want to make sure. Okay, we also have that support box to the downside. Right, what's also interesting over here is when you take a FIB from the low to the high, okay, you're basically measuring this wave to the upside and the current retracement that we are getting. We also have the 786 and we also have the 0.8 in perfect confluence, okay, with the weekly point of control. Okay, so if we make a fifth wave, an aggressive fifth wave here to the downside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and it can extend even till here. You guys remember the 0.88 is also a very any move you increase the probabilities of taking the low. Okay, so if we get a massive dump here to the downside and you tap the 0.88, remember what I always say, you increase the probabilities of taking the low, which means usually any move away from the 0.88 is usually a corrective structure to the upside. Okay, you can get the bounce and then you take the low. Okay, maybe not like that, but you guys you know what I mean, and you can take the low, which could take us as low as $75,000, $76,000. So we don't really want to form impulses here to the downside. Let me just put my face back on here. Okay, right, so I just want to do a quick recap of the larger time frame and what I see here on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, that is also very interesting. Okay, you know, this is how I build confluence. So you might think that my kitchen is now very dirty because of all the levels that I have over here. But when I take a fib extension from this pivot to this pivot to this pivot, okay, if I do a trend-based fib like such, okay, we also have the 1.236 together with a 786 at the value area low. Okay, so this is definitely a strong bouncing area. And then a little bit further down, we have the 1.618, where it's hidden there by that green box. Let me just delete that box there. Okay, let me take that box out so you guys can see it properly. And that basically means your SFP here from the low. Your SFP from the low, and you get the bounce back to the upside. So I have areas of confluence, and as a technical trader, I will be paying attention to these levels, okay, for potential bounce back to the upside, like we're seeing right now. So I just quickly wanted to highlight the bearish case scenarios, because, you know, we need to be prepared. We're not, you know, very unlikely that we're just going to do a V-shaped recovery. Very unlikely for a V-shaped recovery over here. I think we're still going to range, okay, range a little bit longer before Bitcoin makes a decision to either the upside or to the downside. And I've discussed the probabilities from the 0.618 scenario over there, right? But even once you tap that 0.618 level that I've highlighted, you can still claim the low. And I will be very interested in this zone. Okay, if we tap that 0.618 that I've highlighted, okay, and we come back down, this is going to be my most interesting zone. I don't care about the levels here to the downside. Okay, this is going to be the most interesting area. If we do not tap the 0.618, then we could potentially come and claim the weekly point of control, or even the 1.618 at $85,000. Okay, cool legends. Now what I want to do is switch off the today analysis. Okay, let's wrap it up here on the price of Bitcoin. Let's go to the 12-hour time frame. I just want to take stock of where we are from an Elliott wave perspective and just quickly show you guys this. Okay, so where are we, Dewald? Is the structure still intact? Is it still following? Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. I'm still expecting this fourth wave over here, right? But I just want to highlight, it does not have to come to this area. The fourth wave can end here as well, okay? And usually the fourth waves of a larger degree likes to retrace to the fourth wave of the smaller degree. So very common to see the fourth waves together at the same level, more or less. It can go dip a little bit lower. It can even finish at the same level. But from a structural perspective, all I'm trying to highlight over here is that the red structure is done. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's done. Now we have finished 3 of the orange structure. 1, 2, 3. We still expect the 4. Okay, maybe we range, take the low once again, and then we go and complete number 5. Okay, so this structure is still intact. For now, it's still intact, still playing out to perfection. Okay, cool legends. That is basically what I see here on the price of Bitcoin, right? And because this is my last live stream in a little while, I'm just taking a short little break. Okay, because this is my last live stream, I really want to just point something out to everyone. Okay, from a larger time frame perspective, maybe something happens while I'm drinking a beer on the beach, and I just, you know, want you guys to be prepared. This structure here to the upside is extremely bullish. It is really an extremely bullish structure. And if things get really, really bad to the downside, okay, what you do is take this out the way. Worst case scenario, you take a fib from this low to the high. Okay, what does this look like? It looks like a beautiful impulse to the upside. And guess what? Anything that goes up must come down at some stage, right? So if things get really nasty, look, you have the beautiful 382 here. Buy the lows where that 1.618 level is that I've highlighted as well, okay? But the juiciest level that can provide insane support is the 0.618. But I'm telling you guys now, I don't know if we're going to hit this level. I think there's too much buying pressure, especially if I see the whales still accumulating in these zones. I don't think we're going to hit this level. I think the most likely bearish scenario, is us hitting $85,000, where I think we're going to find support and go and create price discovery once again. Okay, but you can see by the 0.618, let's play out the worst case scenario. Look at the insane amount of support above the highs. Okay, you have this entire consolidation since March, okay? Almost taking a year, 9 months, right? A 9-month consolidation area. You can imagine when price comes down, okay, how much support this zone will provide. And then even, and this is, you know, what I just want to end off here with the price of Bitcoin. Even when you look at this entire structure or the bull run that we've had here to the upside, guess what? Even if we come to the 0.618, worst case scenario, $61,000, guess what? If price comes down here, you are still forming higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. The bull market is still intact even at $61,000. Higher high, higher high, higher high. What does this look like? The trend is still up. Okay, so I just want us to be prepared for the absolute worst case scenario here. Okay, I do think that we could expect a little bit of a deeper correction. Okay, I'm still in the camp of legends. I'm really still in the camp of, based on Elliott wave scenario and technical analysis, not because I feel like it and I would like to see another high, but I am still really in the camp of, I think we are still going to at least make another high before we have a deeper, much deeper correction. At least one more high. Maybe even two, because you could still form that 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5 4 5. Okay, maybe another high and another high. But I mean, this structure does look very ugly as an impulse. It looks very three wavy. We cannot deny that that is a very ugly impulsive structure. Okay, legends, that is it. Right, you watching the 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍 versus 𝗬rie fight tomorrow? Well, 𝗬Me, the fact that I can't even pronounce it, maybe, you know, it gives you your answer. What is it? Boxing? What is 𝗖𝗍𝘂𝗍𝗽 versus 𝗬rie fight tomorrow? Is it boxing? Thank you, Dewald. Watch and listen. Absolute pleasure. MA, back to the weekly trend line. Where do you put in from downside support? Okay, back to that weekly trend line. Weekly trend line. I'm not sure which weekly trend line you are referring to. So, who's sick? Who's sick? Right. Legends, what I recommend you do is that you go down in the description of this video. Okay, let me go down in the description of this video. Yes. What I recommend you do is you click on more, and then the first link down in the description, okay, is where you join our Legends Pro community, right? And then once you are in the pro community or in the community, you can go and join the free community. You can go and post charts there, okay, and show me what you mean, because often I get confused. You're talking about a level, I don't know which one you're talking about. You can post the chart, draw the line, draw your analysis, and say, hey, Dewald, go check out, I've just posted it on Discord, and I will do so happily. Okay. Also, remember, legends, bluffing, okay, the more you trade, the more money gets airdropped into your account. All you need is an email and a password. And weeks, right? The more you trade, the more chances you get to spin the wheel, and you can win up to 1 Bitcoin. Guaranteed prizes inside of this wheel. This is exclusive to you only, okay? Not even Andy is talking about the wheel here at the moment. So this is for you guys. Go and do your trading as you would normally do, right? And go and spin the wheel, and hopefully one of the community members over here will go win that 1 Bitcoin, right? Or the Apple Watch, or the Louis Vuitton bag, or the iPad Air, or some weeks tokens. Right. And all you need is an email and a password, and you also get those insane low trading fees. Okay, you get the insane low trading fees here on weeks, only by using the link. If you go and Google weeks and you sign up by yourself, you're not going to get these trading fees. You're not going to get the large sign up bonus, and you won't spin the wheel, right? I just want to point that out. Right, cool, legends. Let's get back here into the technical analysis, and maybe it's time for a couple of alts. What do you guys say? Do you think it's time for a couple of altcoins over here? What do you think of BTC dominance? Very interesting. Okay, BTC dominance has failed to get acceptance back inside the channel. I was looking at this Bitcoin structure over here. Okay, first thing I want to point out, let's go and look at what happened during the previous bull cycle. Very interesting. Okay. Was it on the daily that I saw that? Can't remember. Okay, or was it on the weekly? Let me go check on the weekly. Put it on lock. It was on lock. Okay, what happened the previous time is that when you take a fib from the high, when you take a fib from the high to the low, okay, this is what I was looking at this morning. During the previous bull run that we had a nice dump to the downside, and then we came up and we tapped the 0.618, okay, that first little pivot over there, and then we fell down and everyone got excited, and then we took the high again. Then we got the big fall to the downside. So I'm not saying the exact same thing is going to happen. It was just interesting to have a look at what happened previously during the bull cycles. In this scenario, okay, we actually tapped the 0.6182 to perfection and we fell down. We didn't claim the highs again. So one of two things is basically going to play out over here. So we do have this bearish pennant here to the upside. We have broken out, okay, we've lost it with high volume, okay, higher volume than the green volume. That's what I'm paying attention to over here, okay. And now with a retracement back to the upside, very interesting that I've noticed is I thought that we were going to get a rejection at the 618. We actually went a little bit higher. We almost tapped the 0.786. With a retracement here to the upside, okay, we struggled here by the 618. We went up, we failed to get acceptance back in the trend, almost tapped the 786, and now we're getting the dump in dominance with higher purple volume or red volume, okay, higher volume, which is important because if red volume is higher than your green volume, it's a sign that momentum is going to follow that direction. Okay, so this for now looks great for some of our favorite altcoins. As long as we don't get back inside, that's great. Taking a fib from the high to the low, we're rejecting in the zone. We don't have a closing candle inside the trend. So from a bearish perspective, okay, so for now, based on the price action that I see today, this looks great. We have a wick at the moment. Dominance is falling down with increased red volume or purple volume in my case. We have not closed a body of a candle back inside the trend. So for now, it looks great. What's going to look bad is if dominance recovers and it closes a daily level inside of this pennant that we've lost. That's going to look bad, and that will increase the probabilities of taking the high once again. So I like, for now, I really like what I'm seeing. I like the rejection. We just need to stay below. I don't want us to go any higher and tap the 0.88, which increases the probabilities of taking the high. Okay, so for now, nice and sexy. Okay, which means that our favorite altcoins can potentially receive a little bit more love. They have potentially made their retracements, their deep retracements at the moment. Maybe they will go down a little bit lower, maybe a little bit sideways. And this is where I now want to jump into ETH. Okay, let me quickly do a little bit of ETH analysis. I did say I'm going to do some ETH analysis, and then we can jump through some more altcoins. Okay, the altcoin requests. So legends, the one thing I wanted to point out over here is that I had this fib from the low to the high for very long, okay? And it looked like momentum wanted to continue to the upside, and I kept on saying, legends, the best area of support is $3,000. I would like to see a $3,000 ETH, okay? And I told everyone, I don't know if we're going to get it because we were trading over here. And, well, guess what? Now we got a $3,000. Well, we got a $3,100 ETH. So, you know, give or take. What I would like to see from some of our favorite altcoins, okay, when you have a dump to the downside, let me just take this one. When you have a dump to the downside, it is nice to see, okay, a little bit of a consolidation before you get momentum back to the upside. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of our favorite altcoins, okay, slows down a little bit. It slows down, and ETH still has the potential to come and claim the 0.618. But I mean, it is in the zone where I'm very interested in ETH. So if ETH keeps on consolidating, maybe it grabs the low, it properly taps the 0.618. But what I'm looking for is a consolidation in this area. I want the impulse to stop. I want ETH to slow down and go up and down. I want to see this. Okay. That will give me confidence that the impulse is finished and we're going to move back up. Okay. When I look at Rose here, for example, as well. Okay, we had a massive dump, and most of the altcoins are showing very, very similar structures. Same as ETH over here. Okay, you've had a massive dump to the downside. It's finding support inside of the consolidation area. Beautiful bounce at the 786, which for me is a maximum bouncing area. I wanted to find support over here. Now what I want to see is for Rose and ETH and most of the altcoins to go a little bit sideways. Okay, it needs to go a little bit sideways. And then, okay, it needs to do this. That's what I'm trying to highlight. It needs to consolidate, showing that the momentum has slowed down. Okay. Same thing on Tara. I'm still very bullish on Tara. I mean, Tara, I had such a great entry. I have an entry on Tara in this zone and a spot bag, not a swing trade. Okay. And remember, legends, these coins can be traded in weeks and bluffing where you only need an email and a password to sign up. It still looks sexy as hell. It hasn't even tapped the 0.786 at the moment. Dominance is starting to drop. Bitcoin could potentially, okay, tap that 0.618. If Bitcoin taps that 0.618, okay, you have a very, very, very steep trend falling here to the downside. What I would like to see on most of the altcoins, you will see that there's a nice little trend that you can connect to the pivots. Okay, I'm going to be patient over here. If I open up a new swing trade on any of my favorite altcoins, I'm not just going to enter as soon as my alarm goes off. I'm going to wait. I want price to break out. I want it to start changing market structure. I want it to consolidate, and I want it to show me some strength, and I want it to consolidate outside of the trend and not get acceptance back above or inside. It mustn't get acceptance back inside. Then I will open up a trade. I'm going to be very patient over here. I'm not just going to enter as soon as we break the trend. I'm going to be very patient, because a swing trade is a low leverage position. It's a 2, 3x, maybe a 4x. I don't even recommend a 4x. It's a 2, 3x position, because I can tell you guys now, when you enter altcoins with low leverage positions and you entered over here, okay, maybe, if you enter here with a 2x leverage, with this fall here to the downside, you liquidate it. Can you guys see? The altcoins are merciless. They will liquidate you, right? So if you were one of the top buyers, and which we don't do here on the community, if you were retail and you bought the tops on some of the favorite altcoins like XRP, KDA, some of the ones that Tara, Rose, if you were a top buyer over here, and even on 2x leverage, you will now be liquidated over here. Your account's gone, okay? Or your position is gone. So very important to play with low leverage, because the percentage moves are so massive that you don't need a lot of capital to make insane gains. Okay, the reason people get liquidated and the reason people burn massive holes in their accounts is because they try and double their account. They want to make insane gains with this trade right now. When they enter their trade right now, they just want to be a millionaire right now. Okay, with that single trade. Doesn't work that way. The market doesn't work that way. You are going to see your ass if you do that. Okay, cool, legend. So Rose, Tara looks great. Here's just some of the altcoins that I'm keeping an eye on. Tara looks amazing. Rose, for me, still looks amazing. I would like to see a little bit more of sideways momentum, specifically from a timing perspective. I have taken you guys through the time. Okay, so when you look at how long, you can go and do that with your favorite altcoin if I don't get time to analyze it. from the start of the impulse to the end of the impulse, okay, from a timing perspective, we have now only made this low after the 0.382, which is considered the minimum time for a correction. Ideally, okay, you want the 1-to-1 extension. So that's why I'm saying I'm waiting for consolidation. I'm waiting for sideways momentum. I want price to chop. Maybe it goes up, it comes back down, but I want to see a consolidation. I want price to find strength. I want to see that. Hopefully here between the 0.618 and the 1-to-1 extension, you get liftoff back to the upside. That is usually a great buy zone in this zone. And the reason, okay, just FYI, the reason I drew the pivot over here is because you could also have another trend that forms. Okay, so the trends that most of the alts has formed here to the downside are very steep. It's a very steep trend. I wouldn't be surprised when people play this breakout. It goes up and it fakes them out and it comes down again. Okay, and then what I will do is I will adjust my trend. Okay, that will be a proper breakout. It's a better degree angle trend. I wouldn't be surprised for a fake out to the upside before we have the true breakout. Okay, but from a swing position, you're not really, you don't really care. As long as price is outside of the trend, even if it comes down, as long as it's outside of the trend, that's great. Okay, this is an accumulation zone to expect that momentum back to the upside. So, right, legends, I know I had a super chat, okay, for Temu. Let me go and have a look at Temu if the legend is still here, right? I will go look at AR as well. What is it? Tima. Let's look at Tima. Why do I... Oh, that's why I got the super chat. I actually spoke about this yesterday, or I can't remember. There's just nothing to analyze over here, okay? The trend is up. The trend is your friend until the end. There's no real technical analysis for me to do over here. Okay, I can't analyze this. The only thing that you can see is, well, price is moving up. The trend is your friend until the very end. Okay, so dips are made for buying. Like there's nothing to analyze for me over here. So I appreciate the super chat, but sorry, I can't analyze this. I actually need to have a list of altcoins that I won't analyze. Right, then someone asked for AR. Let's go and have a look at AR. AR is at a critical level. I know it's taken a massive dump. I have a big spot bag of AR. I'm actually now below my entry, okay, on AR at the moment. I'm below my entry. I am in... Okay, I'm above my entry. I'm above my entry on AR. I just saw the bounce now. Okay, you can see this is where my entry is. That's my entry over there, right? So we were below my entry. Now we're back above my entry. So I know this structure for me, I think, is hanging on by a thread. But I'm still giving the bulls the benefit of the doubt. I still like when I take a time flip from the low to the high, that this low, okay, AR actually looks like it might be recovering. You know, this is also, when you use a time flip, I just want to give you guys a little bit of a tip. When you use a time flip from the start of the impulse to the end of the impulse, and you have a point where the correction is almost at the 1-to-1, and then there are other coins that are only here by the 3, okay, they're only here. Chances are the coins that are in this zone already are going to pop first, okay? Often people ask, how do you know which one's going to pop? I can tell you guys now, AR looks better than Rose and Tara that I've just discussed, because the correction is already way past the 382. It's starting to tap the 0.618. So AR is nearing the end of its correction if it's going to keep on consolidating over here, breaks the trend, consolidates outside, and then it gets momentum to the upside. I think AR is most probably going to be the one that's going to pop, not first out of everything, but it's going to run, you know, sooner. than some of the other alts because it's deeper into its timing cycle from a corrective perspective. So what I now want to look at is, while Dewald, we tapped the 0.88. Does this increase the probabilities of taking the low? Yes, it does. Okay, yes, it does. But I'm giving the bulls the benefit of the doubt over here. And there's a couple of things that I'm looking at. Okay, first thing that I'm looking at is, let me take the time flip out. I always go to log scale. Okay, on the larger time frames, especially on the daily and the weekly time frame. Usually when something looks really, really bearish, I will go and analyze it on the logarithmic scale. And on the logarithmic scale, we have tapped the 0.786. That is the maximum target that I wanted to tap on AR, right? So there's hopium over here. The highest amount of volume, okay, this is also what I look for. All the things that I'm showing you guys now is what I look for inside of a structure. The highest amount of volume was in the momentum to the upside. There is high volume, but it's lower than the green volume, which tells me that this is a higher probability that this is part of a corrective structure and it's going to find support and continue momentum back to the upside. So more volume to the upside than volume to the downside. We have tapped the 786 on the log scale, which is still a bullish target. But even if I go back to the regular scale and you are now crap, we've tapped the 0.88. Remember, if this is in Elliott wave theory a 1, 2 to the downside, the 0.88 does increase the probabilities that you are going to take the low, but it's not a certainty, because Elliott wave theory also states that the second wave can retrace up to 99% of the first wave as long as it doesn't take the low. So it could literally fall down here, and before it takes the low, it pops back up. It's still a valid 1-2. That is what happened on DOT. It's a perfect example. Let me show you guys. It happened on DOT, because people don't believe me when I say that. Let me go search for DOT over here. I will never forget. I will never forget, because I was watching DOT like a hawk when that happened. Right? So on the daily time frame, let me show you. Okay, do you see this 1-2? Do you see this pivot? And do you see this pivot? Almost claimed it, went past the 0.88. You have to zoom in and then zoom up, okay, and go look at those two pivots. Oh man, right? Okay, let's go, okay, and let's see. So here you can see, okay, if I take a line, there's the low, right? There's the low, and look at where this low ended. Almost took it, most probably retraced 98% of this low over here. And then what happened to DOT? DOT got an absolute explosion here to the upside. And I still think it has momentum to go and complete its third wave over here. So this is still a valid 1-2 because it did not claim the low. So, and I'm looking at the same thing on AR. I'm giving the bulls the benefit of the doubt until we claim the low. That is my swing trade plan. I have a swing trade on AR, and I do have a spot bag on AR as well. Okay, so here is my invalidation. If I get stopped out, I'm not risking more than what I can afford to lose. So for me, this is still a great zone, especially if you break trend, okay, and you start consolidating outside of the trend. Don't get acceptance back above. Maybe you do this, like I've said, okay, I will adjust my trend, but I'm still in my trade. Maybe that will be the true breakout to the upside, because I mean, the angle of the trend just looks much better. So to answer your question, I have an invalidation. The structure, okay, has more green volume to the upside than volume to the downside, and also market structure has started to change. Okay, it would be very strange, not invalid or not impossible, but it would be very strange for AR to go and make a higher high. It's starting to break market structure. Lower high, higher high. You want to see a higher low. Okay, so I really want AR to make a higher low. If AR claims the low, it needs to rebuild the structure. 1, 2, 3. Okay, if it takes the low, it needs to build another 1, 2 before you can get the third wave to the upside. Okay, so yes, you could still get a successful, nice trade here to the upside. Even if you take the low, you could still get a massive bounce. But guess what? It's building this structure again, right? We want to be in the third waves. The third waves are the juicy wave. The third waves are the dot waves. It's these waves to the upside. It's the XRP waves. It's the ADA waves. Okay, the third waves, you want to be in the third wave. So if AR takes the low, it needs to build another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, not take the low, and then you are going to be in the third wave. If it takes the low. If it does not take the low, this could be the third wave to the upside. Okay, hope that makes sense. Right, let me go Solana. I know people have been asking for Solana. Sol, USDT. Let's go and have a look at Mr. Solana over here. Phew, man. Oh, I was doing this cup and handle thingy the other time, right? I just told everyone, wow, this really looks like a cup and handle to me on Solana. Okay, really looks like a cup and handle where you could see a target of $380 potentially and even higher. Okay, but I mean, based on the cup and handle, what you want to see is, you know, find support here above the trend. Maybe it breaks out over there and it finds continuation to the upside, but it does still look sexy as a cup and handle. Okay, and we've only gotten started. Right, thank you for the alpha on AR Legend. It's an absolute pleasure. Right, so I mean, most importantly, you guys want to see this structure over here. So let's go on to the 8 hour and go and look at Mr. Solana over here. Okay, so I just want to take this line out the way. Clean up the scribble. Okay, so I mean, there are so many pivots to consider here on Solana. It's actually insane. Okay, so from a Fibon, you guys can just see, I know I've got a lot of trends here. These are just breakouts that I've played from a trading perspective to the upside using the D-line strategy. Okay, so I can actually take them all out. I don't need them, but I don't want to waste everyone's time by deleting trend lines. Okay, but from a Fibonacci perspective, there is this pivot. Okay, and wow, actually tapped the 0.618 to perfection. And then there is this pivot. Okay, and the reason I'm drawing it from this pivot and this pivot, one could even take it to this pivot, although that still looks part of the corrective structure. So I'm going to leave it at this pivot. Okay. The reason you can consider this pivot is because you don't know if this correction is correcting this entire structure or if this correction is correcting this structure to the upside. Okay, but both structures still looks like they have a chance. Okay, so on both structures you have tapped bullish targets. On the bigger one here to the upside, let me take that out, you have tapped the 0.618 to perfection. And like I've said, legends, if this, okay, if this correction is correcting this entire structure, you want to take a time fib from the low to the high. Okay, and this is a little bit concerning, is that this low was made before the 0.382, which is the minimum target for a corrective structure. And it is made before the minimum target. Ideally, you want the correction to finish inside of this zone, preferably on the 6th of February. Okay, but any time between the 8th of Jan and the 6th of Feb is the best time for a corrective structure to finish. Right, and this low was made before the 382, which means that you could potentially still range and take the low again. Okay, finishing inside of the zone. But that is taking the fib from this pivot. if this correction is correcting this impulse to the upside, okay, then maybe it looks even better. So let's take the time fib out, and we take this fib out, and now we just look at this structure. From the low to the high, okay, we bounced on the 786, with some high volume. I do think it had, yeah. And then we take a time fib from this pivot to the high, okay, and we have already surpassed the 1. We're way past the 1 already. It is perfectly normal for corrective structure to be longer than the impulse. Okay, you just don't want it to go past 4. That's why this is my last level. I deleted all the 5 and the 6 and the 7. You just don't want it to go past the 4. It significantly reduces the probabilities of that the correction is going to end, and you're most probably going to fall to the downside. So you don't want to go past the 4. But legends, I mean, it does look better from this pivot. Honestly, the impulse does look better from this pivot. I would like Solana to still make one more low. Okay, but most importantly, what you need to pay attention to on Solana is wait for price to do this. Wait for price to consolidate. Okay, wait for price to go sideways and find strength here to the upside. There's also a beautiful trend here that you can just wait for the breakout. Be patient with the trade. Wait for multiple high time frame candles above the trend. Okay, it has bounced here on a bullish target, the 786, when I take this pivot. But even if you tap the 0.88 over here, I think it's still going to be bullish because it could be this structure. Okay, so you could be dancing around. I do like that pivot more. On the, let's go on to the daily time frame. Okay, let's do this. Let's zoom in like such. Okay, it does look better that the impulse started from here, because you have 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. Okay, so you have 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. Yes. Okay, so this looks like the impulse. That is your impulse. This is corrective. I would like Solana to still consolidate and take this low again. Okay, not like, it doesn't have to do that, right? It can just let it chop here, maybe on top of this trend. Let it chop. Be patient. Okay, once you see a consolidation, then you know, okay, the chances are now increasing that we are reversing. We have found the bottom. We are consolidating. Okay, and then, or you can wait for the break of the trend, right? But the structure still looks insanely bullish. You still have, for now, you still have more green volume to the upside than red volume to the downside, showing me that this is an impulsive structure and this is part of a corrective structure. I do have and dare I even say a conservative target. Okay, my conservative target on Solana is $380. I do think it can go higher, but I don't want to talk about that target, because then people put their TPs over there thinking that it's going to hit that target. Right. My conservative target on Solana is $380. Okay, which is still, I mean, if we're going to hit $380, from where price is now to $380 is still 100% away. So I'm still looking at 1x for Solana. And then I think, maybe it's going to start topping out. But that's my conservative target. Right. So hope you enjoyed the technical analysis here on Solana. What is your conservative target on 𝗬𝗍? That's how you say it, 𝗬𝗍. Right. I will go through 𝗬𝗍 in a moment. I just want to read through some more comments. Maybe there's someone asking something that I don't have to analyze. Rudy, most entertaining and even more educational content. So valuable. Not sure if everyone realizes this is a step up to financial freedom. Thanks, Rudy. I really appreciate the kind words that you're speaking over here. And I do strive to keep the content educational and not just give you guys signals. Okay, signals you can go and find from the Moon Boys. I can tell you guys the areas that I see that looks juicy. I want to see the consolidation. I mean, you're learning over here so that you don't have to watch me, okay, in a couple of years or months, right? You don't have to watch me anymore. You can do your own stuff, right? I always say that a successful trader is someone that can trade without watching any social media, without watching any YouTube channels, okay? If you can trade without watching anyone else successfully week after week, month after month, year after year, and you can consistently show profits during that time, you are a successful trader, okay? But thanks, Rudy. I appreciate that. Yes, I do strive to educate here on the channel. XRP, thank you a lot, Dewald, for the Solana TA. You are a very good on education. Perfect. Thank you so much. Dogo Parma. Jasmine, please. We can look at Jasmine. Okay, I just want to go through some more comments before I just dive into more technical analysis. I'm just giving my brain a little bit of a break. Hi, Dewald. You are the best along the space. Thank you so much, Donnie. I appreciate it. Your signals are comforting. My signals are comforting. Thank you. I make my trades regardless, but like other input. Yes, I mean, even, you know, when I became successful in trading, there was still a couple of people, 2 people, mainly 3 people that I still follow, and I still follow them today. And it's not because I don't know technical analysis. It's just nice to see someone else's opinion about the market as well. Because sometimes, you know, especially you get good days, you get really good streaks. I refer to it as streaks. Sometimes I'm in a really good streak. Okay, I just nail trade after trade after trade. You in the zone. Andy refers to it as like Dewald is in the zone at the moment. And then sometimes you're not in the zone. You struggle, even as a professional day trader. You struggle. Andy goes through it. I go through it. There's many traders that make a living from trading. You hit a zone where you just struggle, and then you rely on each other. Okay, it happens. It happens. Then you're not in the zone. Okay, but that's when you have good risk management, and that, you know, sometimes Andy will rely on me. Sometimes I will rely on Andy. We've got a teacher in our Legends Pro community. And right, we help each other out. But I mean, be very, very, very selective about who you follow on YouTube, okay? Because there's a lot of moon boys out there, and I'm just not a person for material things. When people have YouTube channels showing off their Bugattis and their Ferraris and the mansions and the girls and the jacuzzi and the cigars that they are smoking and living the lavish lifestyle, flying the private jets, it does not faze me in the least. But I think a lot of people look at that and they aspire to it, and it looks great, but those people are not teaching you anything. They're not teaching you how to run a business. They're not teaching you how to trade properly. They're not teaching you risk management. They're not teaching you anything except for just showing off what they have, or for what they have. Okay, I don't show off anything that I have. Right, Phantom Doge, naughty. I see you over here. FTM. Let's do a little bit more technical analysis. FTM. Okay, I like to talk a little bit as well, just to give my brain a little bit of a break. Okay, can you give a quick scalp or day trade to turn my $10 into something? Well, $10 is something, isn't it? Right? Learn technical analysis, okay, and you will know how to trade. And this is why I started the channel, and I'm not necessarily just going to hand out a trade over here, because this is not what my channel is about. Okay, not what my channel is about. I have discussed all the probabilities and the scenarios here on the price of Bitcoin during the beginning of the stream. So go check that out. I have discussed the probabilities and the scenarios over there. Right, I do sometimes do some live trading here on the channel, just for the fun of it, especially if I see a high probable trade. I will say, guys, I'm taking the trade, or I'm looking at the setup, I'm going to take it right now. I do sometimes do that, but only when I see a high probable trade, so that we can all make money here together. But it does not happen often, okay? Because sometimes you lose the trade, and because I said I'm taking the trade, people go into aggressive with their cash. And when they get stopped out, they are very upset with me. Okay, so I don't really like to do live trading unless I see a high probable trading setup. Dewald, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to ask if you could explain the cipher pattern in relation to a currency pair you analyze. Cipher pattern? I don't know what the cipher pattern. All right, let me go check out. I'm not curious. It sounds so familiar. I'm now very curious. What is a cipher pattern? Is there images? Oh, that's harmonics, isn't it? It's harmonics. Okay. Oh, so it's a cipher harmonic. That's where I heard the name. I was like, what is a cipher? It sounds familiar. Okay, it's a harmonic pattern. You get a cipher, you get a butterfly, you get, yeah, you get many of them, right? Yes, harmonic. Okay, deluxe me, market cipher. Right, legends, let's go through a couple of more altcoins. I know you've got all your altcoin requests, so I'm going to do 𝗬𝗍. Let's do 𝗬𝗍 quickly here for the legend. Was AAVE USDT. Ooh, I used to have a spot bag of 𝗬𝗍 during the previous bull cycle. Ooh, yes, see. Okay, 𝗬𝗍 actually looks very, 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 very bullish. Okay. Wow, it's just not stopping. Man, oh man. Okay, well, Mr. 𝗬𝗍, it's literally just not stopping. Am I even looking at the right chart over here? It's on the regular scale. It's just pumping like crazy. Okay. It's finding, yeah, you can see it's finding resistance here inside of this box. I just want to see if I don't have a different trading pair over here. Let's do, KuCoin. Okay. Let's do this. Right, that looks better. That looks better. We have more data. Okay, so, I mean, we don't FOMO into pumps, legends. I mean, the trend is up. What can I say? The trend is up. It's going to take me hours and hours to go and try and count this from an Elliott wave perspective. I don't even want to try because it's just going to take too long. The most obvious wave that I do see over here is that this is potentially a 1, 2, and it's busy with a third wave here to the upside. Third waves has the most amount of volume, which is what it has at the moment. Third waves does not have to reject by the 1.618, which is considered usually a minimum target. In Elliott wave theory, it has tapped the 2.618 to perfection where it got the rejection. Now you need to wait for the retracement. So if this is 1, 2, 3, you will take a fib from this pivot. Let me take that out the way. And the reason I'm saying all of this is because I'm also finding my bearings in terms of which pivot I need to use to do technical analysis on. Okay, so 𝗬𝗍, okay, is very bullish. It literally tapped the 382 and is now finding upwards momentum, right? But I mean, the 50% is the maximum zone you want to see tapped. The 382 and the 50% zone over here, if this is, okay, and I'm not going to go and count the previous structures as well, but if this is a 1, 2, and it's now forming or it has formed a third wave here to the upside, and it's now busy forming a fourth wave, the $262 area at the 50% fib level needs to be your maximum target. Okay, you finish a fourth wave and you go up and you claim the high once again in a 5-wave structure. Okay, but this correction is way too short for a fourth wave. A fourth wave needs to be at least the length of your second wave, if not longer. So you cannot speculate on, oh, we tapped the 382, fourth wave is done, we're going back up. No, fourth wave needs to consolidate a little bit longer. Then you know it's a fourth wave. If 𝗬𝗍 moves up and it goes higher, it's still part of the third wave. It's not the fourth wave yet. So you have to wait for the consolidation. Then you know you're going to claim the high once again, and then you're going to come back down for a larger correction. But I mean, where it is at the moment, it's a very difficult zone for me to get in. It's pumping, okay? I don't buy the tops. It's just a very difficult zone. So I like the momentum to the upside. It's not in a buy zone for me. If I saw this, I would have said, okay, I see 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's most likely going to claim the high. Maybe there's a beautiful trend that's forming over there. Watch out for the breakout. Set your alarm. But it's technically not in a trading zone, and I cannot see a setup at the moment. Okay, there was a beautiful trend over there where I can apply a trading strategy. Okay, so it's just not in a trading zone. From an investment perspective, I don't buy tops. I will not touch this thing with a stick from an investment perspective, even if it goes to $1,000, because it's not in a buy zone for me. Okay, I am more interested in Solana, in DOT, that's had the massive retracements to the downside, AR, Tara, and many more. Okay, cool. So who else asked for altcoin? It was 𝗬𝗎𝘂𝗍𝗍. Okay, let me look at 𝗬𝗎𝘂𝗍𝗍. There we go. Okay. Right. Okay, cool. Ooh. Looks absolutely... 𝗬𝗎𝘂𝗍𝗍 is an absolute runner. Okay, it looks very... Oh, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one because... Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC. Okay, three-wave corrector structure, WXY, however you want to count it, right? Knock yourself out. This looks like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and maybe it's... Okay, but now it needs to retrace to a maximum target of the 50% FIB level. So 𝗬𝗎𝘂𝗍𝗎, if I take a FIB from this pivot to the high, it's already tapped to 0.618. I would like to see what it's doing on the log scale. Okay, it's finding support here by the 50% FIB level. So on the log scale, if this looks like a first, it's actually forming a first wave here to the upside after the correction. So wait, let me rephrase. It's not a 1, 2, we're not in a third wave yet. We're still building the first wave of the third wave. So that is absolutely insane. 𝗬𝗎𝘂𝗍𝗎 looks very bullish. I must just say 𝗬𝗎𝘂𝗍𝗎 looks very bullish because this could be 1, 2, 3 here to the upside. Oops, why is it doing... Leave my... Okay, guys, my mouse is stuffing around. Okay, there we go. This could be 1, 2, and it's building the third wave here to the upside. And this is the first wave inside of the third wave. It looks absolutely insane. So what you want to see is a maximum target of the 786. And like I've said, and like I've showed on the other tokens as well, is wait for consolidation. Okay, wait for 𝗬𝗎𝘂𝗍𝗎 to consolidate a little bit more. But I mean, this token looks absolutely amazing, amazingly bullish. Most of the volume is in the momentum to the upside, and even with the correction here, you have lower volume. So I would wait for price to slow down, wait for price to consolidate, wait for consolidation areas. When price has fallen so aggressively to the downside, you have to wait. Okay, for consolidation, that shows you that selling pressure is getting exhausted and it's a sign of strength. And you could most probably have a nice little trend that's going to form over there for continuation back to the upside. So also not in a buy zone, but I would argue that it is definitely in a DCA zone. So if you do want to build up a spot position, this is a DCA zone, definitely a DCA zone. It looks incredible from a technical perspective. Okay, ask because I had it from bottom and haven't taken profit yet. Yeah, I would. If you've taken a great position at the bottom, I'm not sure whether you took this bottom or this bottom. I will definitely leave some of that position. Well, I will leave that position, right? I will definitely leave that position. It looks, even if it comes down to what is the number here? 25 or 2 cents, 2.522. Even if it comes down here to the 786, it's still an incredibly bullish structure. Okay, it looks like it's going to find a higher low in this zone and it's going to explode back to the upside. 1, 2, this can't be a 1, 2, 3. Okay, the third wave didn't go high enough. That's the problem. It only tapped the 1-to-1 extension unless let me see something here. Unless you are forming a contracting diagonal. Okay, so which is still bullish, right? You're forming a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you come down for a bear market. And guess what? This is then a 1, 2, and then it builds up momentum again. Right, so whether you're building up a contracting diagonal or whether this is the first wave of the third wave here to the upside, it's still bullish. It can still find upwards momentum. Right, cool. What else? What else? ICP and Mina. Okay, 2 altcoin requests from 1 legend. Hi, Dewald. What is your target for Umbrella? How do you calculate TPs in a low cap? Thank you very much. Talma, I will go through Umbrella in a moment, okay, because I also want to talk about Umbrella. And then who was that other person that asked for ICP? Let's go and have a look at ICP. ICP, and remember to smash up the like, legends. Please remember to click on the little like button over there. And before I go through ICP, all of the tokens, Jasmy, Solana, Aave, AR, Tara, okay, they can all be traded with the links and the exchanges that I have down in the description, where on Bluffin you get up to $100,000 trading bonus depending on how much you trade. Okay, so basically the more you trade, more money just, it falls from the sky into your futures account. It's quite nice. I've noticed, I play some trades, and then after a week there's just more money and I haven't even placed a trade. So they airdrop money into your account depending on how much you trade. On weeks, here down in the description, you get up to $20,000 sign up bonus. Okay, and you can complete like really simple activities. Do this, you get $20. Do this, you get $500. Do this, you get $80. Very simple to get the sign up bonus here on weeks. And also by using the link down in the description, you get the lower trading fees. Okay, and also the chance to spin the wheel to win 1 Bitcoin. And this is for you only. Okay, this is for this community only, right? So for the 244 people watching the live stream, if you use the link down below and you sign up, you get to spin the wheel. And the more you trade, the more chances you get to spin the wheel for guaranteed prizes. So one of you is going to win this 1 Bitcoin. So, I mean, this is much better odds than playing the lottery. So between 242 people, someone is going to win this 1 Bitcoin. Okay, someone is going to win it. Right. Cool. What else? Now, Umbrella, and it was what? ICP. Let's go and look at ICP. ICP US USDT. Have some fun while we chart. Okay. Ooh, what a beautiful. Oh, if I saw that, what a beautiful tap of the trend. That is just absolutely amazing. Okay, so ICP, I mean, the structure is absolutely still intact. Okay, taking a fib from the low to the high. I'm just doing, you guys can see, I'm just repeating the analysis here on every single altcoin. The momentum looks strong here to the upside. You have broken out of the bull flag, and look at what you did. Okay, you literally just came back to retest the trend. Okay, so I want price to slow down. I want to see a consolidation. There's a little bit of a steep trend over there, but I'm telling you guys now, although I might play out, although I might play the breakout of these trends, because there's so many altcoins that has this similar trend, I can't help but think it's gonna be a fake out. Okay, something tells me that the break of this trend is going to be a fake out, but you can still make money with a fake out if you know where to take profits. So don't be scared to trade the breakout of the trend, because you can still make money. What I would like to see, okay, is for ICP to consolidate and find the floor. It's finding support here inside of this consolidation area. Okay, maybe it breaks the trend and it does that and it falls back down and then it moves up. And then what you do is you just adjust your trend. Okay. Yeah, seems like most altcoins have nice structure. Deluxe me, yes, most of the altcoins. I mean, this morning, yesterday, it looked so scary. People were like, what is happening? Oh my God. Should I cash out? I have swing positions open. I'm so close to my liquidation area. I actually got stopped out of one of my swing trades, okay, and it just had an epic bounce back to the upside. It is what it is, right? But and that's the nature of the market, right? It scares the crap out of everyone. So most probably what the market makers are doing is like, you have this incredible bullish structure, and they are just going to scare the crap out of retail, and they're going to FOMO out of their trades, right? And by the time you get there, the market rate is, or the funding rate is reset, because they all most probably bought and they bought and they bought because I can tell you guys now, there was very little people, especially retail, that bought They were too scared. Okay, retail usually comes back after the breakout has already happened, and then they start buying and then the dump happens, and then like, oh crap, I'm 50% underwater. Okay, and then they sell. So they scare the crap out of them. And this is now where we start buying again, because retail is too scared to buy at the moment. Right. So for me, this is still accumulations. Well, not, I want to see price going sideways. I am not interested in any altcoin as long as the momentum is still continuing. So if it falls down here, I'm not interested. I want it to stop. I want it to consolidate for a couple of days. Okay. If not even a week, before I will make a trading decision to place any swing trades or leverage trades on one of these altcoins. Okay, for me, this is still great DCA zone, like add a little bit to your spot bags, but not leverage trades. Okay, I don't like to leverage trades these little dumps to the downside. It needs to show me that it's slowing down. Maybe you'll have a more aggressive trend over there and you can play this breakout. Okay. But I mean, that is the trend for now. Right. Cool. What else? Someone asked about Umbrella. I do have a spot bag of Umbrella. I'm still in profits. Umbrella. So let's just wait for that to load up. I bought Sol yesterday at 208, today at 194. I'm in good position. And how long should I hold? That is the good question, right? That is a good question. Keep on following the channel and I will tell you exactly where I'm taking profits on my spot bag. So I'm not sure, Azure, if you bought a spot bag or whether you opened up a leverage trade. Okay. If you are leverage trading, you need to know your 3 W's. If you are simply investing, you could be keeping it forever, for 20, 30 years, depending on your investment strategy or duration. Or if you're trying to time the top of the cycle, okay, that's a completely different ball game altogether. But I will go through that, but we're not there yet. Okay, and I'm not going to go through the detail of where I'm going to take profits just now. It's just going to take too much time. Okay, but stay tuned to the channel, and I will show you. I like to say, hold my beer, and I'll show you a trick. Okay, but that trick I'm not going to show you today. Right. So looking at Mr. Umbrella over here, low cap, high risk coin, but I mean absolutely stunning. I'm still expecting lots of momentum here to the upside, right? It is a low cap. It is high risk, so it's a small portion of my portfolio. I do like the lows. I mean, that just screams buy, 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 buy. There's just no selling pressure. It's like a floor, a cement floor. You're not going down lower, right? This screams buy me. It's every time it hits that floor over there. Okay, so now the question is, Dewald, where are you planning to take profits? Because you can see where my entry is, okay? There in green, that's where my entry is at the moment. What looks very interesting, when you look at a very small cap that has done phenomenal things to the upside, when you zoom into the previous bull cycle, it makes whatever we saw there, okay, look like a damn flat line. Okay, in order to cater for the mess over here, okay, you need to go to the logarithmic scale and then look at the magic that happens. Now the entire structure makes sense, because now it caters for the percentage moves and not necessarily the price action. Okay, so now I can do better technical analysis. Now you have a nice little trend that connects the highs here to the downside. That is here on the 28th of December 2023 is when we had the first breakout. And then guess what? We consolidated above the trend. And then there was another trend that I was tracking. Okay. And then you broke out of that trend. Right now you zoom into this structure over here. So now you've broken out of another trend. So the momentum is shifting. You broke trend, you grinded against the trend, you didn't get acceptance back above. Now you know you have this bullish pennant. Can you guys see you have this bullish pennant like we're seeing on Bitcoin dominance, but in the opposite direction? You broke out. I tracked this momentum. That's where I entered. Okay. And now you sit on your hands. So your question was, where do I plan to take profits? So I have a TP1, a TP2, and then a moon bag. So I am planning to take profits by the 0.382. Okay. Basically the high, right? That's where I plan to take some profit, or a lot of, maybe 60% of the profits. Then I'm going to leave a moon bag open, or a TP2 will be at the 786. I know that sounds crazy to the upside, and then I'll leave a moon bag open. But I'm going to take a decent chunk of profits over here once we claim the high. And I'm going to take TP2 over here. And I mean, just to put it into perspective, TP2 is a 60x. Okay, that is absolutely insane. 60x from here, but it's not guaranteed that we're going to hit it, and this is why I'm taking profits here. Okay, and then if we do hit TP2 over here, I will leave a moon bag open, maybe 10%, 5% of the position open for higher levels, to maybe go and claim the high and go to higher levels. You just never know what's going to happen, right? But I'm definitely a big chunk of a profit here by the high. Okay, cool. So what else? What else? Elizabeth, thanks for the amazing education. I'm exhausted after the last few days with little sleep, so I'm going to my sack now. Wish you all the very good night. Thanks, Elizabeth. I appreciate you watching. I mean, it is a long live stream here at the moment, running for almost hour and 46 minutes already. So sleep tight, enjoy the weekend, and I will see you soon. Hi, Dewald, Machine King. Are you selling all your spot bags at the end of the cycle? No, not all of them, most of them, not all of them. I do have a long-term portfolio where I just add and add and add and add. I don't care about bull markets, bear markets. It's like literally every month I just DCA into that portfolio, okay? With high conviction, great fundamental tokens. And then I have spot bags that I've opened up for this cycle, which I will all close during the end of the cycle. Okay, but not yet. It's not time to close those bags just as yet. Hi, Dewald, are you? Okay, I've gone through that. Machine King. 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫, it looks different with other altcoins. 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫. Is that the ticker, 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫? Okay, 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫. I'm now curious. 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫? There's no 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫 here, right? That's not the ticker. Right, BTC drops. What is happening with Bitcoin here at the moment? We have discussed the probabilities, the situations, what can like to be cooking over here. I mean, man, that is not a drop. What is that? You call that a drop? You call that a drop? You call a 0.41% a drop? No, man, that's not a drop, right? That is a drop. That's nothing. This is just consolidating. Okay. Just quickly want to see if you take a fib and let's say that is the low. Okay, you still have support here by this consolidation area. Okay, so if we do get a little bit of a more drop, maybe we find some support over here. And if we don't find, maybe you come back up, you make a lower high, you come back down, and then you still have the golden zone over here. And then maybe you can go back up again. So, I mean, weekends are notorious for ranges. Saturdays are very boring price action. I would not be surprised if this entire weekend, all we do is this. Okay, the whole weekend. And maybe on Sunday evening, just before the markets open, that's usually when you start getting volatility again. Okay, but price action on a weekend tends to be very boring. Okay, so I'm not going to expect fireworks from Bitcoin over the weekend. I think it's just going to range. I don't think it's going to take the low, and I don't think it's going to take the high. okay, during the weekend. I think it's just going to be, yeah. Right. I bought Sol in spot. Am I good though? Well, from the long-term perspective, yes. I believe Sol still has some upwards momentum. I do have a $380 target on Solana. So long-term, yes, you're safe. Well, please, no financial advice. Please do your own research. I am holding Solana for a little bit longer. Okay. Please do not let let you make financial decisions. I'm just here, a crazy dude on YouTube, entertaining you and hopefully giving you a giggle or two with my shitty analysis. Okay. Can I sell XRP now? Well, that depends on your trading strategy. Okay. Let's have a look here quickly at XRP. I do have a spot bag, which I bought at 44 cents. Still, I mean, I don't know why it does that every time. Where's my XRP here in my list? Here we go. Well, this can like to be another question, okay? XRP had a massive, there's no denying that XRP had a massive run. I mean, we can all see it. The candles are God candles here to the upside. The question is, okay, how long is this consolidation going to last and how deep is it going to go? But looking at the structure here, okay, and I have to go to the log scale because it looks very ugly on the regular scale. So if my XRP chart looks different than yours, that's why, okay? If I clean up the mess over here and just look at the structure, if this is a 1, 2, 3 to the upside and it's now consolidating, okay, you could be forming a fourth wave. Then what you do is you take your FIB from the low to the high, and your fifth wave has a maximum target of the 382 and the 50% Fibonacci, where you still expect another explosion back to the upside. So I do like these two consolidation areas in confluence with the 50% and 382 that can provide support. So it could mean that XRP is still going to find downwards momentum to at least hit one of these two targets. But I just want to stress that I have seen fourth waves finish at the 2.36. I have seen fourth waves that don't come here. They just, and this level has already been tapped. They just do this, doesn't go down, and they pop back up. Okay, so it's not to say that you have to come to this box, but I mean a $1.1 XRP, okay, would be a great scoop up zone. I don't think the impulse is finished. I think XRP still has momentum to go to the upside. It's just correcting at the moment. Okay, but the maximum target you want to see is $1.1. Right. Oh, Kevin, Tau. Bitter sensor is Tau. Okay, cool, man. Thanks for the ticker. Now I'm with you. I'm with you now. Okay, let's do this. Tau. Where are we? Tau. This sounds very familiar. I have done technical analysis on this. Why does this sound so familiar? Oh, it's the coin that doesn't have the data. But that looks, oh, it's because I'm on the log scale. Let me do this. Sometimes I forget to jump between the two, right? Oof, I mean, 618, that pivot, that little pivot looks great. I like that pivot. It would be nice for price to dip below and get acceptance back above. That to me looks like a nice little long. The structure does look bullish. So one could argue that this is, let me just see. Yeah, one could argue that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's now starting with a corrective structure. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this correction can still last a little bit longer because now you take a time fib from the low to the high, okay, and you want the low to be in after the 0.382. So I wouldn't be surprised on tau to still see this, okay, to at least after 22 Jan. If this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, the corrective structure needs to end at least after the 0.382, after 27, 25 January. Okay, and then you will form a 1, 2, potential 3 back to the upside. Right, but that's all I have. I only have the structure to do technical analysis on. I don't have any previous data or anything like that, so I'm speculating on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this could be forming an ABC, but I want this correction to end over here. Okay, so that is what I see on tau. But I still think that it has great potential for upwards momentum, right? So this is potentially a great DCA zone. Okay, right. Legends. Mina. Mina. Let's go and have a look at Mina protocol. Yeah, I just lost my marbles there for a second. Mina USDT. Remember, legends, all of these altcoins that I'm going through and showing you guys the love and the alpha and the technical analysis, okay? Go sign up with Weeks, one of the exchanges with the lowest trading fees that you only need an email and a password. You get to spin the wheel the more you trade, okay? And bluffing, all you need is an email and a password. So if you are from the land of not so free, where you can't use leverage, this is where you free yourself on Weeks and on bluffing. Right, legends. Links down in the description. It's also your way to support the channel. So I appreciate you guys signing up with the links down below. Every bit helps. Okay, it costs you nothing extra and you benefit from the biggest deals as well, because you're not going to get those deals, especially not on Weeks, not the trading fees, not the wheel, the spinning wheel, and not the 20K sign up bonus by doing simple activities. If you just sign up by yourself without using the link down below. Right, Mina. Let's do Mina. Oh, here we go. I already had it in the search bar. Oh, it looks stunning. It looks absolutely wait, I just swallowed my tongue. Okay, I just swallowed my tongue. That low is concerning to me. And not in a bad way, okay? That low is not concerning in a bad way, but I cannot on Mina protocol count this as a 1, 2, and we're just going to get a third wave here to the upside, because the low over there took the lows. So this structure is invalidated. It now needs to form a new, it needs to do a new this and hopefully form a higher low before you can have a third wave to the upside. So I'm not saying that Mina cannot find strength to the upside. I'm saying that it still needs to build its first and second wave before you can see face melting price action. So I do like this structure. Could be an expanding. This looks like an expanding structure. Okay, this looks like an expanding structure where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Okay, you find some support, some consolidation. You're not allowed to take the low. That's the rule of the structure. And then you can go and continue momentum back to the upside. Wait. Before I say you're not allowed to take that low. Okay, you are allowed to take that low, right? Because when even in an expanding structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, you are allowed to take that low. You're not allowed to take this low. Ideally, you want to find support here by the 786. So also what you want to look for is price to slow down, consolidate. And I mean, this could be forming a 1, 2, and now it's going to complete a third wave to the upside, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll have your first wave and you'll come down for a second wave. But I mean, it still has probabilities for higher momentum. That's what's important, right? Most of the volume is in the momentum to the upside. There's less volume in the momentum to the downside. And even the high volume that's kicking in over there is in the green candle here at the moment. Okay, but you can see most of the volume is in the momentum to the upside. So regardless from an Elliott wave perspective, you know, let's say stuff Elliott wave theory. The structure looks incredibly bullish. This looks incredibly corrective. You wanted to find support, consolidate, and not take the low because of the the nature of the structure over here. To find continuation to the upside, to at least come and claim the highs again at $1. Right. So it does look great. It really does still look great. I just want to do something else quickly here on Mina. I know Andy has a big spot bag of Mina. I don't know if you have a big spot bag, but I know Andy has a spot bag of Mina. He's very bullish on Mina protocol. Okay, so you got the bounce by the 786. I just want to see on the lock scale, right? Oh, you basically tapped the 786 to perfection. You literally tapped it to the dollar. Boom, got the bounce there to the upside. So I would, you know, be patient. There's a nice little trend forming over here. Go put your trend, set your alarm, wait for the breakout. Be patient. I'm not sure if you, you know, if you're asking the question from a spot bag perspective, okay, or this is a great DCA zone. Add a little bit, add a little bit, add a little bit, especially if you see this price action. Not as long as price is just doing this, you don't add. And this is why I will not add over here. I will wait for consolidation. You start DCAing. And then when you break out, you're already inside a position over there. And then you eat popcorn while the price jumps to the upside, where everyone is looking for entries. Okay. Right. That is the technical analysis here on Mina protocol. Remember to smash up the like over here, legends. And that is unfortunately, wait, can you transfer your crypto out to your ledger on weeks? Ugh, I actually don't know if you can connect your ledger. I don't know, Orlando. I would need to find out, because usually what I do is I transfer money from my bigger exchanges that I have most of my money in, into Bluffin and Weeks. Okay. And then my profits, I just transfer out back into my other exchanges. So I haven't actually tested the ledger function on Weeks. Right. So Orlando, it's a very good question. I'll find out for you. Okay. Very good question. Hi legends, NMR, right, zone. I think, what is your opinion about Leia? Leia is the one that I got stopped out of my swing trade. I'm still bullish on it, and I still have it in my spot bags. So I still think that it's in a great accumulation zone, and I'm still most probably going to DCA in the future. Okay, but not now. I'm kind of in the camp of my Leia AI bag is big enough at the moment. Okay, only buy spot, never trade. Right. It is a safer way, right? If you only buy a spot and you DCA, you just need to know where to take profits, because a lot of people buy a spot and they make insane gains in the bull market, and then they don't take profits and they lose all of it. Okay, so please take profits on the way up. Can you give me a roadmap or tutorial to learn technical analysis? Just keep on following this channel, right? And I mean, the best way to learn technical analysis is our Legends Pro community. First link down in the description. Okay, we have a pro section. Let me just close this. Okay, we have a free section and a pro section. Inside of the pro section, you also get access to a Andy's masterclass that teaches you everything you need to know about trading. What is a candle? How to use an exchange? It goes through everything. Harmonic patterns, like the cipher that was mentioned over here, volume trading, Elliott wave scenarios, CVD, like everything is inside there. So you pay a monthly subscription. You also get 7 days for free if you want to give it out to go. It is a bit in a weird place of the year, but I mean, everything is inside the Legends Pro community. If you are serious about trading, this is where myself and Andy educate on a daily basis. You get access to the masterclass, and then you know, and you surround yourself with like-minded people. So first link down in the description to go and join. Right, legends, that is unfortunately all I have time for. Yeah, I need to take more profits. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I will see you guys not in a live stream during the next couple of days and weeks, but I will definitely be keeping you updated here on YouTube. And I will also be launching a Weeks tutorial next week for those of you that just wants to know how exactly to use Weeks and all the benefits and the research and the due diligence that I have done on Weeks. I will be sharing that next week in a video, maybe on Monday. Right, legends, have yourselves an awesome weekend. Enjoy the festive season. If I don't see or hear or see you here in the comments again. And until the next one, cheers for now.